Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Essie Jane and I am a reseller on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, Depop, wherever you can sell women's clothing online. And I have good news for you today, guys. I'm so tired of making videos where I have been talking about how slow it's been all summer and how my business was growing and growing all spring and then declined. Today, I am going to share all of my September 2022 numbers with you, and it has officially been my best month reselling ever, pretty much based on every metric. So about a week ago, I was just really hoping to beat my second best month, and then I've had like a really good week of sales. So as of yesterday, which was the last day of September, I have surpassed my best month ever in profit by over $200. Looks like about $250 more profit than my previous best sales month, which was in April. So that is really exciting. I am so glad that things are starting to click. Obviously, we're about to go into quarter four, which is a more busy time to be shopping, obviously. So I'm excited for all those things to take effect. The new Poshmark Updates, if you haven't heard, the algorithm is going back. I started selling on Poshmark in February, which is right around when they switched it. So I've never really experienced the old algorithm, but I'm pretty excited to see how it goes once everything switches back. I haven't really done a lot of experimentation with changing how I do listings and titles and all of that based on the new algorithm. So I'm really hoping that my listings are optimized to do well on the previous algorithm, but we'll see how that goes. So in September, I had $4,751.94 of sales across 41 items sold. That was with an average profit per item of $44.50. Which is great. And that left me with a total profit for the month of $1,824.46. This beat out my previous best month, which was April, and my total profit in April was $1,558.09. So really, really happy with that. And the day that I surpassed my April numbers, yeah, I was sending a lot of texts to my husband and friends and very, very happy to have beat that number because it's been kind of looming over me for the last 6 months that I had this great sales month in April, and ever since it's been declining. So maybe I'll pop up a screenshot of my graph and charts there to show you kind of what sales and profits have looked like for me for the last 6 months. Not as good. So what sold in September to give me such a great month? So I'm going to go over 3 different sets of sales in this video. The first one will be my 5 worst sales, and then I will do my top 10 sales based on profit, and then I'm going to do some honorable mentions of items that sold in under a week. So starting with my worst 5 sales, these Zara shorts, which have been mentioned in many videos before. I think I mentioned them in my first video. I picked these up at TJ Maxx when I very first started reselling, and I didn't even know that Poshmark took a 20% commission on each sale, so I paid way too much for them. These finally sold. I had bought 2 different pairs, and this is the second pair to sell. I sold it for $16 on Poshmark. I had paid, I think, like $13, so my total profit was negative $1. So I made my money back almost minus $1, so just glad those are gone. That was after 193 days that they were sitting there. My second worst sale was these Spanx jeanish leggings, which I had heard that Spanx leggings did really well, but this was like an acid wash jegging. So I guess not as popular. These finally sold after 200 days, and my profit on them was $6.15. Coming in at number 3, we have this Madewell dress that I sourced online. This was one of the first things that I purchased online. I bought it on eBay, and this was before I realized that buying from other resellers online probably isn't the best idea, because there's a reason that they have it priced either very cheap or yeah, they're just trying to get rid of it. So this sat for me for, again, 197 days. It finally sold. And I did make a profit of $9.20. I think it was maybe a full price sale on Poshmark, which was kind of shocking. But that's gone. Good riddance. As you'll see, all of these bad ones are items that I listed back in, let's see, February and March. So they've been sitting for a very long time. They were very newbie mistakes before I had a solid plan of how I wanted to do things and source items that were going to yield a certain kind of profit. So if these had sold back when I listed them, I probably would have been really happy with a profit of $10. But now, after having them sitting in my storage bins for 6 months and only making a little bit of money, obviously I'm not very proud of them. The last two that I'm going to mention, first this Ralph Lauren waffle knit hoodie. This finally sold and I made a $10 profit. And then last but not least, another Madewell piece. I think this was another full price sale on Poshmark. So I did buy these back in the winter and then they sat all summer and finally are starting to sell now. People are looking for sweaters and things like that. So it is encouraging to know that the mistakes I make and they sit through a season can sell when those pieces are finally in season again. So anyway, this Madewell sweater finally sold and I made an $18 profit on it, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, that took 182 days to sell. But let's get into the top 10 profiting sales from September. So coming in at number 10 are these mother jeans that I bought at a consignment store for $50. They sold on Poshmark after being listed for 44 days for $148. So my profit was $66.68. Next up is this Madewell dress that I found at the Nordstrom rack sale. So this I paid $15 for, and it sold on eBay for $109 after being listed for 17 days, and I made a $69.19 profit. This was one that I think I could have held on to a little bit longer. It had a lot of likes on all the different platforms, but I paid so little for it that I was happy to just take the offer and make that profit. Another pair of mother jeans. They sold on Poshmark after being listed for 21 days. I bought these on the RealReal and they were new with tags. I paid $51 for them. They sold for $151, so my profit was $69.80. This is a Depop sale, so I had my first 2 Depop sales ever this month. I have casually cross-listed a couple things over there, probably starting in August, and I really haven't put any effort into it except for throwing a few things over there that I thought might do well. I sold 2 different Zara blazers there this month, and they were both really good price. So this was the higher profiting sale there. It was this Zara Ivory Tweed blazer that I had purchased for $52, and I got that on Mercari. It sold after being listed for 48 days. And my profit was $71. I found this new with tags Beholden dress on Poshmark, and I sent an offer, I think for about $25, so after shipping and taxes and all of that, my cost of goods was $35. I kind of gambled on this one because I think it had been sitting for a long time for the person who sold it to me, but they were not a reseller. The photos weren't very good, and but this was an older style from Beholden, so the stock photos were all pretty blurry, but there were some cool photos, and it was a style that I thought would do really well right now because it's crocheted, it has cutouts, it's a very current, or it's a style that hits a lot of current trends. So I decided to take a chance on it for $35, and it actually sold in less than 2 weeks on Poshmark again. I think this might have been a full price sale. Somebody bought it overnight one night. They paid $136 for it, and that left me with a profit of $72.08. This was actually my last sale of the month. This came in last night on eBay. I love getting those eBay notifications when I'm out and about, but this one was that a buyer had purchased an item and they paid right away. It was these mousy jeans that had only been listed for 3 days. So I had liked these on Poshmark a while back, and I have sold one other pair of mousy jeans before, and I definitely paid too much for those ones. So I sold them for a good price, but my profit was really low because I had paid too much for them. So I was a little bit cautious going into another mousy deal, and I sat on these for a while, and the seller finally sent me an offer last week for $50. I accepted that, so after all the fees, my cost of goods was $59. They sold on eBay last night for $169. So after fees and shipping and all of that, my profit was $72.34. So I bought this Hatch Collection dress on Mercari. It sold 31 days later on Poshmark for $169. I had originally paid $48 for it. That left me with a profit of $85.48, which was really awesome. So this one, I actually saw it pop up again, I think on Poshmark for a similar price, so I snagged it right away, and I just listed that yesterday. So I have another one of these, and I'm hoping to make a similar profit since my buy-in cost was very similar. All right, we're to the top 3 most profitable sales of September. Number 3 is this 100% wool coat from the brand called Gentle Herd. I found this at a buy-sell trade store. I paid $38 for it, which is really great for a full-length 100% wool coat, new with tags. This is an online brand, and the retail price is really high for these, but it's not very well known, so I wasn't really sure how it would do, and I found that the no-name brands do really well on Mercari, where you actually can't list the brand. So I think people are just searching based on style and keywords, and they're coming up because Mercari has the shortest list of brands that you can list. So quite often I have to just list an item as no brand, which is what happened here. And I always think, well, it's not going to sell on Mercari because they won't even let me list a brand. And that's always where it ends up selling. So I don't know what's up with that, but I'm very happy about this sale. So like I said, I paid $38 at the buy-sell trade store for this. It was listed for 57 days before it sold on Mercari. I got an offer for $151, and that left me with a profit of $93.22. Second best sale of the month was this Lily Pulitzer dress that I found also at the Nordstrom Rack sale. It was new without tags, 100% silk. It sold 4 days after I listed it on Poshmark for $141. So since I only paid $15 for it, I profited $96.08. And my highest profiting sale of the month was this Johnny Was dress that I found at a buy-sell trade store. They obviously didn't know what it was. I think they had put it in the swim cover-up section for $10, and I snagged it right away. It was missing the slip lining, but I actually grabbed 2 of them. They had a short one and a long one. This was the long one. And yeah, based on comps, I was pretty confident that it would sell well even without the slip. So it finally sold after being listed for 91 days. It sold on eBay for $135. So since I only paid $10, my profit was $107.73. All right, so I just wanted to mention a few honorable mentions. These were good sales, or sales that I was really happy with because of how quickly they sold. All of these sold within a week, and so they didn't hit that over $50 profit, but they were very quick flips. The first one is this Jonathan Simkai white denim dress that I actually purchased on eBay from a liquidation seller. I purchased it for $40. It sold for $100 on Poshmark 5 days after being listed. So I doubled my money and made a $40 profit in 5 days. Next up is this Suzanne leather mini skirt. I sourced this on Depop. It sold 4 days after being listed on Poshmark for $135. So my profit on that skirt was $42. So this is kind of an interesting one. This is a long duster wool cardigan by Soft Surroundings, and I've never actually sold this brand before, but I bought it at a consignment store for $20, and I was pretty much just betting on it being a quick flip. I was going to price it very competitively. There were quite a few listed on Poshmark and eBay, but I've heard that there's quite a following for this brand, and since it was such a substantial piece with quality material, I was really wanting to give it a try. So this actually sold the day after I listed it. It sold for $50, and that means I doubled my money. So I made a $20 profit on that in a day. Next up are these Stuart Weitzman over-the-knee boots. These sold 3 days after listing them on Poshmark, and they sold for $191. And that left me with a profit of $44.08. I think I paid about $110 for these, so definitely didn't come close to doubling my money, but I am aiming for profits of $40 and higher. So when I got this offer, I was happy to take it and just lock in that profit. And it was a really quick sale. And then my fastest sale of the month was this Walter Baker pink leather skirt. So the retail on this was crazy high, like $700, and it was this hot Barbie pink, which is super on trend right now. And I did also get this at the Nordstrom Rack sale. So this was $15 for me, and it did have some flaws. It was new without tags, but there were some like pen markings on it, which I disclosed in the listing. Sold on eBay the same day I listed it. I think I got an offer for $70. So since it was so quick and there were flaws on it, I accepted that really quickly and took the profit of $47.06. So that's a quick recap of my September sales. Other exciting things that happened this month: I broke $20,000 gross sales for the year, which was a fun number. We'll see where I get by the end of December. And I made Posh Ambassador 2 status, which I think I had all the qualifications for a while, except being a Posh Ambassador level 1 for 6 months. So I finally hit that right around last week. And I don't know if this is coincidence or not. That's when my sales really started to pick up. So I'm pretty sure that's just a coincidence, because I've never heard of the Posh Ambassador status really mattering that much for anybody else. But if you've had a similar experience, I definitely want to hear about it. Like, do you think that had anything to do with my sales picking up last week, or is that just weird timing? If you've made it this far in the video, I take it you like these type of videos, what sold. So go ahead and click that thumbs up button down below. It really helps this video in the algorithm and my channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe while you're down there. And as always, all the links of the tools I use and helpful things are down in the comments as well. So thank you so much for watching. I hope your October is off to a great start and have a great weekend.